This is the College Football Connection Podcast with Alvin Reed, Bradford Bruns, and Marty Jenkins on 101 ESPN.
And just like that, it's a wrap for the 2025 home schedule at Memorial Stadium, albeit with quite the exclamation mark or point stemming from Saturday night's festivities there at Furrow Field. What's up, everybody? Good Sunday morning to you out there in the STL and everywhere else. My name is Bradford Bruns, and we are back. We are live in our studio space in Creve Coeur. It's 101 ESPN, the YouTube channel, and 101ESPN.com College Football Connection. Guys, following MU football tilts, we do not head home, but rather we come to meet you here in our studio space because we have to recap what was indeed the regular season home finale for Eli Drinkwitz and company, victorious in a resounding fashion, right? 49-27 over visiting Mississippi State, taking care of business on the heels of what was, no doubt about it, a disappointing, disenchanting, and inglorious result the prior week against then number 3 Texas A&M. So much to unpack, so many different angles, obviously, in which to dig and delve in this one. And let's start, of course, with another signature performance. They just keep rolling and coming, don't they, from none other than number 29 Ahmad Hardy. Look, you run out of superlatives almost at a certain point to describe what you are seeing from this sophomore sensation hailing from, as a matter of fact, the state of Mississippi. So you knew last night there was a little added additional motivation. Drinkwitz talked about it after the game up there at the podium. But by the same token, what we have seen, the body of work during his short period of time still at the University of Missouri-Columbia, the unbelievable blend of physicality and athleticism, the latter of which, frankly, was even at the forefront, I would contend, last night. Hardy talked to us about it after the game, after racking up what was his third 3-touchdown performance of the season. Already in his collegiate career, the ULM transfer has racked up 4 200-plus yard games on the ground. But last night, it was more of an example, an instance of frankly running past and just motoring beyond into the second level of that Bulldogs defense and then hitting pay dirt on 3 separate occasions. This is somebody who consistently, guys, you've watched it during the course of this season. He has the ability to bulldoze the opposition at the SEC level, mind you, and then also the acceleration, talking about hitting 21 miles per hour on one of those 3 touchdown scampers last night. He was unbelievable. He was there for you to the tune of 25 carries. So for everybody who was still very much opposed to the way in which he was used, or not utilized, we should say, in that loss at home versus Texas A&M, this was the balance, or really the modified timeshare that you desired. Okay, 25 carries for Hardy. Jamal Roberts still got his 9. And for me, it was really a testament to how great, how uniform that offensive line in front of those 2 dual backs, they were nails. From the very first minute of that ball game, you understood this was going to be a game in which Missouri would repeatedly win at the point of attack, the line of scrimmage. So give a lot of credit to the O-line, the veterans, and some of the underclassmen alike for being able to put forth that sort of effort, a necessary one, with still the true freshman quarterback, Matt Zollers, at the helm. We'll get into Zollers a little bit as we move along here on the CFC, bright and early on a Sunday morning. As a reminder, too, on the pro side of things, if you want to head over to 101 ESPN later, we've got none other than Giants, Packers. We've got Broncos and Chiefs. And then, of course, you're looking forward to Eagles and Lions as your nightcap on 101 ESPN. But let's talk about some defensive standouts, for that matter, for MU last night in the 22-point victory, ultimately moving the Tigers right now to 7-3 on the season altogether. It was very refreshing. It was so gratifying and satisfying for a lot of individuals on the scene there at Faroe Field, another capacity crowd, another sellout on senior night to boot. And several of the seniors had particularly memorable sequences and efforts, no doubt about it. Chief among them had to have been the local product, Toriano Pride Jr., not only with that 62-yard return following the muffed, botched field goal attempt, however you want to categorize it, right, for Jeff Levy's opposing team, but then the pick six, the first of two on the night for Mizzou, along with Marvin Burks Jr. as well. And this is somebody in Pride who had played for a couple of seasons, of course, previously at Clemson. He has absorbed a lot of criticism, okay? Some of it has been justifiable. Some of it has definitely been justified. Had a difficult time transitioning to the scheme as orchestrated by Corey Batoon last year, and yet what a bookend to his career at Faroe Field that is. You think about his debut in the black and gold and that 51-0 shutout last season, 2024 of Murray State, with the interception going the other way. That was a pick six. And this really, last night, continued a string of impressive all-around performances for the senior, for the young man, and the native from this area, because he has been straight up solid, stellar, I would even contend, in the second half of this schedule in particular. And it didn't just start with the interception against Auburn. We know that he was critical to the success in that game going into overtime and allowing the Tigers in their first road tilt of 2025 to pull out the victory. It had started the previous week against Alabama, against the plethora of options he was confronted with from a receiving standpoint in that game. So to see him have arguably the best all-around performance of his MU career. Still 2 games to go, we understand that, but it was extremely satisfying, the payoff there, to witness as much. You have somebody who has been a bastion of leadership too, as far as Chris McClellan goes, with the sack, being able to force Mississippi State to go 3 and out instantaneously. He spoke with us as well. You'll hear some of that audio as we move along during the week on 101 ESPN, the YouTube channel, and 101ESPN.com. plus the customary 101 ESPN, because all of the plaudits, all of the hype, so much of that obviously is going to trail and follow the next level prospect, right, in Zion Young. But Chris McClellan, the interior of the D-line, you knew that you were getting leadership in spades heading into this season, but the production has equaled or matched that as well to go along with the attributes. Very, very satisfying for those individuals, no doubt about it. But we would be remiss here on the CFC if we didn't touch upon a couple of other key storylines too surrounding the offense and the special teams before we close it down. Mizzou prevailing once more 49-27 over Mississippi State. And speaking of the latter program, look, it's an upstart outfit at present. It has moved. It has been able to obtain 5 victories altogether in 2025. Now, granted, just one of those has come in league play, but some truly head-scratching decisions down the stretch. Whereas I didn't have many qualms whatsoever with the way in which Kirby Moore called this game, Eli Drinkwitz, critical decisions at least early when the outcome was more so in question. You had 11 minutes or so to go in this ballgame. At that point, you were trailing by just 11. If you were Mississippi State, you were confronted with a 4th and 4 situation on your own 18-yard line. You decided to go for it there. To heck with the field position. We're not playing that game. We are going for broke with Chapin at the helm, who admittedly did have a pretty good game at QB. What resulted was disaster. That was par for the course down the stretch. Burks Jr. with the pick, then going the other way, salting it away. You still had a couple of other great Hardy runs to obviously get him to the 300 mark. But then also, when you're down 25 with mere minutes remaining, you're deciding to kick a field goal from 40-plus yards. Hey, have at it, Mississippi State. We'll see what transpires with that program moving forward and into 2026. But for Mizzou, it's all about Hardy gaining more and more of the accolades with 2 games to go. It is going to be fascinating to see the degree, once again, to which he is used and utilized on the road against Norman next Saturday. Matt Zellers, he was over 50% from a completion rate standpoint in this contest, was able to execute a few relatively easy throws early on to get that rhythm, to get the flow going. And of course, another freshman, Donovan Olubade. What do you continue to do to astound us, young man? The Chicago product with another touchdown snag, even though Kevin Coleman, the senior himself, was the leading receiver against his old team in Mississippi State. But rest assured, we'll have a lot more for you on deck over the course of the next few days, because not just a Missouri-centric program. Oh, no. When Alvin and yours truly reconvene, we have to talk about the latest batch of the CFP rankings. You know there will be a shakeup come Tuesday evening, because Oklahoma, that's right, the Tigers' next opponent, was able to knock off Alabama at home, halt that 8-game winning streak and the 17-game winning streak at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Oh, yeah. Will they flip-flop in the standings? We don't exactly know, but we know that some of the other perennial heavyweights in the blue bloods in the SEC, Georgia namely, oh, yeah, staking its claim to a top 4 spot, no doubt about it, throttling Texas, and then other results abound. Ole Miss, a close one, but still knocking off Florida. So all of those hot names with respect to the coaching carousel getting the respective jobs done, though, in the here and now, and that's what matters to us the most as we move deeper and deeper into November. Thank you very much, St. Louis, for tuning in for this College Football Connection instant analysis presentation. As always, my name is Bradford Bruns, signing off for now after a Missouri victory to the tune of 49-27. Oklahoma, as well as Arkansas, and Bobby Petrino remaining on the schedule. What will the last couple of weeks of the regular season bring? We'll talk to you very soon. Take care. Enjoy what's left of your weekend.
Thanks for listening to the College Football Connection podcast on 101 ESPN.